belly of a primeval decaying forest, a solitary man found himself disoriented, swallowed whole by an unsettling spectral silence. The only sound daring to defy the terrifying quietude was the ghastly whispering of the wind. Every rustle, each crunching twig beneath his weighty boots resonated, amplified by the endless expanse of towering, monstrous trees. Our protagonist, a man of immense wisdom, yet a stranger to the cryptic, ominous language of the forest, was engulfed by an alienating, spine-chilling sense of unfamiliarity. The once soothing green canopy twisted into a maddening maze of smothering shadows, the forest's throbbing pulse synchronizing with his escalating, heart-stopping terror. He was an insignificant pawn in this haunting realm, manipulated by an malevolent puppeteer. As he unwittingly plunged deeper into the forest's abyss, the air turned sinister, its frosty breath nipping at his skin, gnawing mercilessly at his crumbling resolve. Abruptly, an enigmatic mist began its descent, wrapping itself around him like a ghostly shroud. It was as if the forest itself was attempting to consume him, to claim his trembling soul. Then, from the heart of this spectral smog, he heard it. An eerie, blood-curdling laughter. It reverberated through the gnarled trees, a haunting symphony that teetered on the precipice of his sanity. The sound was bone-chilling, enough to petrify the bravest spirit, a stark reminder of his solitary vulnerability amidst these cursed woods. The laughter provoked a gut-wrenching tremor within him, yet he pushed forward, propelled by an unyielding primal instinct, stronger than his debilitating fear. The once enchanting forest had morphed into a nightmarish stage for this terrifying spectacle. Our man, once a wanderer, was now a helpless player in a sinister, ancient game he was oblivious to and wanted to escape. As he stumbled onwards, a looming silhouette of a forsaken, dilapidated mansion materialized from within the mist. This daunting sight, both menacing and bewitching, marked the horrifying end of the beginning and the commencement of a journey into the unknown, a terror-filled odyssey that lay in wait. The mansion, old and dilapidated, stood ominously, a monument to forgotten times. Its dark silhouette loomed in the misty twilight, casting long shadows that seemed to reach out like gnarled fingers towards our man. He was drawn to it, as if by an unseen force, his heart pounding in his chest like a drum. As he approached, the mansion seemed to grow, its towering stature and crumbling facade appearing both majestic and terrifying. The wind whistled through the skeletal trees surrounding the mansion, their leaves rustling like whispers of the past. The mansion's grand door, weathered by time, creaked open with an eerie groan. The sound echoed through the silent forest, a chilling symphony that sent shivers down his spine. The door revealed an abyss of darkness from within, a void that seemed to swallow all light and hope. From this shadowy interior, a figure emerged. It was a dark silhouette, barely discernible from the blackness surrounding it. Its presence was felt more than seen, a cold shiver that ran down the man's spine. The figure seemed to glide, rather than walk, its movements unnaturally fluid in the harsh, unforgiving light of the moon. The sight of the figure struck the man with a chilling realization. This mansion wasn't abandoned, it was inhabited by something otherworldly, something that didn't belong in our realm. The man could feel his blood run cold, his breath hitching in his throat. In the silence of the forest, the man could hear his own heartbeat, rapid and frantic, drowning out the distant whispers of the wind. He was frozen, rooted to the spot, his eyes locked onto the figure that loomed in the doorway of the mansion. In that moment, he knew he had disturbed something ancient, something dark. He had unwittingly stumbled upon a forgotten curse, and now he was trapped in the heart of its chilling embrace. An old curse hidden for years had been awakened. The words hung heavy in the air, as if the very atmosphere itself was burdened by the knowledge of this ancient evil. The man, lost and alone, could feel the weight of the curse pressing down on him, seeping into his bones, chilling him to his core. The forest, once filled with the harmonious symphony of nature, now echoed with whispers of a past long forgotten. The wind seemed to carry tales of a vengeful spirit that had been bound to the mansion, a spirit that was now free. The stories spun by the wind were not of this world. They spoke of a time when darkness reigned, of a spirit wronged and of a curse that was cast, binding the spirit to the mansion. As he listened, the man could almost see the spirit, tormented and vengeful, yearning for freedom. He could almost feel its rage, its thirst for revenge. But there was something else, something far more terrifying. He could feel its hunger, its primal need to feed on the fear of the living. The reality of his situation crashed upon him like a tidal wave of dread, leaving him trembling with fear. He was in a forest alone, with a vengeful spirit on the loose. His heart pounded in his chest. His breaths came in short, ragged gasps. He knew he was no match for this ancient evil. He was just a man, weak and mortal, but he also knew that he had no choice. He had to confront the spirit. Haunted by the echoes of the past, he prepared himself for a confrontation with the unknown. The story of the curse had been told, the spirit had been unleashed, and he, a mere mortal, was caught in the middle of this ancient battle between good and evil. But he was not ready to give up. He was not ready to become another victim of the curse. He was ready to fight. Forced to face his fears, the man ventured into the heart of the mansion. His breath hitched as he delved deeper into the labyrinth of shadows and secrets. The air, thick with the scent of time and decay, whispered tales of a curse long forgotten. The atmosphere was electric with anticipation, and each step he took seemed to stoke the ire of the spectres lurking in the darkness. As he journeyed further, he encountered chilling manifestations of the ancient curse. Wraiths of a bygone era leaped out from the shadows, their spectral faces twisted in eternal torment. The mansion, once a symbol of grandeur and opulence, now stood as a testament to a history soaked in dread and despair. Suddenly, a chilling gust of wind swept through the mansion, and the vengeful spirit of the curse emerged. Its hollow eyes burned with fury, and it lunged at the man with a terrifying roar. His heart pounded like a drum in his chest, but he held his ground. He knew he couldn't let fear consume him. Not now, not when he was so close to escape. With a quickness born out of desperation, he darted through the spectral labyrinth, his mind a whirlwind of strategies and escape routes. His wit and courage were his only weapons against the horrors of the curse. He ducked, dodged, and darted through the mansion, evading the vengeful spirit at every turn. The chase was a dance between life and death, a test of wills between the living and the dead. The mansion echoed with the spirit's enraged howls and the man's panting breaths. But the man was relentless. He would not be another forgotten soul in this cursed mansion. With every heartbeat echoing in his ears, he fled the mansion, leaving the curse and its horrors behind. He had faced his fears, braved the horrors of the curse, and emerged victorious. His escape from the mansion was a testament to human resilience and courage, a beacon of hope in the face of the darkest horrors. Escaping the haunted mansion, the man found himself standing once again in the forest. His heart pounded like a drum in his chest, a relentless reminder of the terror he'd just escaped. The mansion, with its cursed inhabitants, was now behind him, swallowed by the dense forest. With each step he took, the man felt the weight of his ordeal lift slightly. He had escaped the clutches of an ancient curse, a fate many would not have survived. But as he moved further from the mansion, he noticed a change within himself. He was no longer the same man who had entered the forest, innocent and unaware of the horrors that lurked in the shadows. He had stared into the face of pure evil and lived to tell the tale. The cold air of the forest, once a chilling omen, now felt like a welcome friend. It cleansed him of the mansion's musty, rotten scent and filled his lungs with the crisp, fresh fragrance of pine needles and damp earth. Yet the echoes of the curse still lingered in his mind, haunting whispers that sent shivers down his spine. His thoughts were a whirlwind of images, a chaotic symphony of the nightmarish scenes he had witnessed. The dark figure, the eerie laughter, the cold, empty eyes that stared at him from the shadows. The fear he had felt was etched into his soul, a permanent scar that served as a chilling reminder of the mansion's curse. Despite the terror, he found a strange sense of relief. He had faced his fear, challenged the unknown, and emerged victorious. His experience in the mansion had changed him, made him stronger, wiser. He had survived the unthinkable and lived to see another day. As he ventured out of the forest, he carried with him the tale of the haunted mansion, a chilling reminder of the ancient curse he had escaped. And though he had left the mansion behind, its memory would forever be a part of him, a ghostly shadow that followed him into the light of day. Emerging from the dense forest, the man paused, looking back one last time at the shrouded mansion hidden within the woods. The man, now a survivor, felt a shiver of anticipation. He knew his tale was one to be told, a chilling narrative of a haunted mansion and its ancient curse. His heart pounded not from fear, but from the thrill of surviving the unimaginable. The man took a deep breath, the cold, crisp air filling his lungs, washing away the remnants of a terror-filled night. He looked ahead, his gaze falling on the path leading away from the forest, the path that symbolized his escape, his survival. The man started walking, each step taking him further away from the haunted mansion and its eerie inhabitants. Yet the echoes of the mansion's curse seemed to follow him, whispers of the past that were now etched into his soul. The man knew he was forever changed, his innocence replaced with a newfound wisdom. He had faced pure evil and emerged victorious, forever marked by the chilling experience. But he was not afraid. He had survived the haunted mansion and its ancient curse, and he was ready to face whatever came next. As the man walked away from the forest, the echoes of the haunted mansion slowly faded, replaced by the peaceful sounds of the waking world. The man carried with him the tale of the haunted mansion, a chilling narrative that would forever be a part of him. He knew he would never forget the mansion and its curse, but he was ready to move forward to face the future with a newfound courage. And as the sun began to rise, casting long shadows across the path, the man felt a sense of peace. He had survived the night, escaped the haunted mansion, and lived to tell the tale. Until the next horror story, farewell, he murmured, a ghost of a smile playing on his lips as he disappeared into the breaking dawn.